Hello and welcome to 7 Days. I'm Zack Yusof here with a quick look back at some of the top stories from the last week. US Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has been dominating the headlines once again this week on the back of his controversial statement calling for Muslims, including would-be immigrants, students and tourists, to be banned from entering the United States. Now, in the most dramatic response yet by a candidate to last week's shooting spree by two Muslims who the FBI said were radicalized, Trump's statement on preventing Muslim immigration on Monday unsurprisingly lit up social media and drew fierce criticisms and outrage across the world. Everyone, it would seem, from citizens to celebrities like Harrison Ford and Muhammad Ali, from taxpayers to politicians like Hillary Clinton, were queuing up to get their Trump kicks in. The White House called on Republicans to say that they would not be supporting Trump, currently the party's frontrunner for the November 2016 election, while Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton called Trump's plan to block Muslims from entering the United States shameful and dangerous at a recent campaign rally. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson weighed in with his jab, claiming that Trump's comments could indeed undermine U.S. security. The Prime Ministers of France and the United Kingdom, Canada's Foreign Minister, the United Nations, and Muslims in Asian countries have also all denounced the real estate mogul's comments. Elsewhere, a major chain of Middle East department stores have halted sales of Trump's glitzy Trump Home line of lamps, mirrors, and jewelry boxes, while Israeli politicians and more than 350,000 Britons have all urged their governments to bar Trump from their countries. Even China have weighed in with indirect criticism of Trump's comments. Now, presumably gearing up for a big old scrap, Trump has defended his comments, saying that his ideas were no worse than those of then-President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who oversaw the internment of more than 110,000 people in U.S. government camps after Japanese forces bombed Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941. In an interview on ABC's Good Morning America program, Trump has also pressed his case in fractious appearances on MSNBC and CNN. So, Donald Trump, controversial, truth-talking man of the people, or hopelessly out of his depth, divisive troublemaker? Well, I tell you what, the jury is still definitely out on that one. One thing's for sure though, Trump sure hasn't learned any lessons from the backlash he suffered for his crude and offensive remarks against Latinos earlier this year. Better stick to reality TV, Donald. Anyway, adding his 2 cents worth to the controversial Muslim debate, Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg on Wednesday said that he supported Muslims in his community and indeed around the world. Writing in a Facebook post, Zuckerberg said that as a Jew, his parents taught him that he must stand up against attacks on all communities. Good man. Okay, moving along, Time magazine named German Chancellor Angela Merkel its 2015 Person of the Year on Wednesday, noting her resilience and leadership when faced with the refugee crisis and turmoil in the European Union over its currency this year. In a statement explaining the magazine's choice, managing editor Nancy Gibbs said that despite crises in the region that cause reason to wonder whether Europe could continue to exist, Merkel emerged as an indispensable player. Now, Merkel topped a short list of finalists that included that charming man of the moment, US Republican presidential candidate, you guessed it, Donald Trump, who came in third, and Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who was runner-up. Merkel is the first individual woman to hold the title since Corazon Aquino back in 1986, though women have been honored as part of a group. Last year, a group of Ebola doctors and survivors won the title. Now, on the domestic front, Prime Minister Najib Razak said on Monday that he had done nothing wrong in receiving hundreds of millions of dollars into his personal bank accounts, as a senior party rival called on him to step aside over a festering funding scandal. Najib has so far weathered calls for him to quit over allegations of graft at State Fund 1 Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB, and his receipt of 2.6 billion ringgit in what he says was a political donation. However, pressure mounted on Najib as UMNO gathered on Tuesday for its annual meeting after the party's deputy leader called on members to remove a cancer from the long-ruling party that looks increasingly at risk of losing the next election in 2018. Now, Malaysia's Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, questioned Najib over the deposits at the weekend and said on Monday that it had also interviewed the unidentified donor in the Middle East. Now, Najib has reiterated that he has done nothing wrong in an interview with state television TV3. The plot does thicken indeed. Very much a case of watch this space. And finally, Douglas Tompkins, the founder of outdoor clothing and equipment company The North Face, has died of hypothermia in a tragic kayaking accident in southern Chile, aged 72, on Thursday. Tompkins was on General Carrera Lake in Patagonia in southern Chile with a group of 5 others when his kayak flipped and he fell into the icy waters. The North Face and Esprit co-founder was taken to hospital by helicopter in Coyhaique, but had stopped breathing when he arrived. The Chilean Navy rescued the kayakers with Tompkins' 5 companions unharmed in the accident. Tell you what, this is really tragic news indeed. Our thoughts are with Mr. Tompkins' family. Okay, so until next time, have a good week.